Hey guys, Dr. Ross here with Inver Chiropractic, and today we're going to be talking about ways at home you can treat neck injuries, especially ones that you've got from more of a traumatic injury. And some of those traumatic injuries that are common in this neck of the woods are car accidents where we're getting whiplash injuries, sports injuries, whether we're getting checked into the boards, tackled, soccer balls, volleyballs hitting us in the head, or whatever it might be, and slips and falls, not only just in the winter, but then also in the summertime. And before we begin and go any further, if any of these we have very severe pain or we had car accidents that were very significant, make sure that we go in right away, see a healthcare practitioner first before doing any of this stuff. But one thing you can do if you haven't been in and the pain is fairly intense is ice. Icing is one of the best things we can possibly do when it comes to an acute injury. So when we have a traumatic injury, right away what happens is we're going to get inflammation with this, no matter what the injury is. So we want to put on ice. Ice is going to help kill that inflammation, and it's also going to help reduce the pain and reduce the swelling, which is part of that inflammation process. So icing is one of the best things you can possibly do. 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off. Make sure we're taking that 20-minute break. You can repeat that process as much as you need, but again, if the symptoms are very intense, make sure we go in and see a healthcare practitioner first. Now, if the symptoms aren't overly terrible and we don't think we need to go to the hospital or go see a chiropractor, physical therapist, whatever it might be, some things you guys can do at home are simple neck exercises and stretches. So I'm going to show you one exercise and then one stretch. And one of the big ones, especially when we get whiplash type injuries, to help repair the muscles, but then help strengthen some of the muscles, we start to lose the curves in our neck. So we can go into detail on that a little bit later, but is a chin tuck exercise. And I'm going to show you just simply standing up against the wall. What we're going to do is we're going to put our back flat up against there, same with our shoulders. And what we're going to do is we're going to push our chin straight into the wall, trying to flatten out that neck and put it flat up against the wall. So it's going to look like this, and back in, and that, and repeat. And we can do this in sets of 10 to 12 reps, and you can do this for about 3 or 4 sets, and you can do that multiple times a day if you feel like. Another one that we can do, and more on the stretching side of things, is just general neck ranges of motion. And there's a bunch of different ways that we can do it, but simply we can pull down if we're going to start bending to the side, nice and gentle. If we get sharp or intense pains, we're going to back off and stop. You can do this to the side, to the front, looking up to the ceiling. And then what we can do to get a little bit more of a different aspect of the muscles, especially on the back side, is we can turn the head one way and pull down to the side. So we can start to hit all directions. Same thing to each side to help stretch out those muscles, because when we get acute injuries, those muscles are going to lock up and they're going to want to protect everything, and that is a good thing, but we end up overproducing on the inflammation. A lot of times we get over tight, so we want to help settle the muscles down and get rid of the inflammation. So those are just a few things you guys can do if you do have some sort of traumatic neck injury and you don't think you need to go to the hospital. But again, when in doubt, go in and get checked out. Otherwise, at home, we're going to ice 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off, and then there's some neck exercises that you can do. A third thing is eating an anti-inflammatory diet. When we have inflammation in our body, if we end up eating inflammatory foods, processed foods, grains, fast foods, soda, if we start to consume that, it's like pouring gasoline on top of an inflammation fire that we already have. So eating clean and anti-inflammatory can be very beneficial, especially in the acute phase. So those are 3 things that you guys can do. If you have any questions, please comment below. We'll get back to you right away. Otherwise, if you feel like this was some good information, go ahead and share it as well. We would love for you to do that. You guys have a wonderful day, and we'll talk to you guys soon. Thanks.